Hey there, welcome to Learning Target 2 Relearning. I can solve multi-step equations. Please grab a piece of paper. I would like you to solve all three questions along with me. Then you will be ready to roll for a buyback retake situation. So let's go ahead and get started. It's actually number 4, but our number 1. So it's to solve the equation show all work. So this first one, multi-step, means that there might be more than 2 steps we've got to do. So this first question, I notice I've got my equal sign. I like to begin by putting my line in so that I can identify where my variable is. So now I see my variable is over there on the left. And notice those parentheses are kind of in the way. So in order for us to get this x all by itself, we've got to do a little bit of work. And we're going to share the 2 with the x, and then we're going to share the 2 with the 4. So we're going to use the distributive property to help share that 2 so that we can simplify and get to the x. So I've got 2x plus 8 is equal to 20. Now, this looks a lot like an equation that we solved in learning target number 1. So our goal is to get that x all by itself. So to get that x all by itself, I need to undo the operations multiplying by 2 and adding by 2. And if you remember, we actually reverse PEMDAS or GEMDAS, and we start with the adding and subtracting first. So I'm going to start with subtracting 8 on the left. Whatever I do to the left, I've got to come on over and do to the right, so that everything is balanced. So there's my teeter-totter. Things look good. Now, a plus and a minus 8, those are inverses. They do cancel out. So they have a value of 0, which we do not need at this time. And now I just have a 2 times x equals 12 left. So we're almost there. I can see I've got 1 step left because I really don't care what 2 times x. I'm going to get that x all by itself. So to undo that multiplication, we divide. Please use the division symbol to divide, the fraction symbol for division, divide by 2 on the left, and divide by 2 on the right. So 2 divided by 2 is 1x, which is just x, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. Here I can see that I have a nice whole integer as my answer. Let's just double check in here to make sure it works. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. Yes, it works. Let's check out our next question here. This next one is a level 2. It says, find and describe the mistake made in the following problem. So as I see, if I were to draw my line pretty straight, over here on the left, I do notice that we've got some parentheses, and it looks like we're going to have to distribute first to get through that. So remember, this subtraction sign out front is going to turn this into a negative 2. So if you want to think about it as adding the opposite, this is actually a negative 2 out front. So I'm going to share the negative 2 with the x and the negative 2 with a subtracting 5, which again is a negative 5. Really squishy in there. Sorry about that. So my 4 didn't do any changes, but here a negative 2 times x is negative 2x. A negative 2 times a negative 5. Oh, I've spotted our error right here. I'm going to circle this. This subtracting 10, because a negative 2 times a negative 5, this actually should be a plus 10. So when I distribute this negative to another subtraction or a negative 2 times a negative 5 should equal a positive 10. So what happens is that trickles through and that affects the remainder of the problem. So here, this 4 and this plus 10 together would actually give me 14. So it's a positive 14. Minus 2x equals 12. So this positive 14, I would subtract 14 on the left. I would subtract 14 on the right. Those are subtraction signs. I'm just going to write right over this. So my 14s cancel. So I'm left with negative 2x, which is equal to 12 minus 14, is a negative 2. So I would divide by negative 2 on the left, divide by negative 2 on the right. Oh, these turn out to be pretty nice. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1x, and negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. So this should be x is equal to 1. So I did a little bit more. It said find and describe while I actually fixed the problem. So the best thing that you could do here, again, I'll circle it in orange, is you would circle the problem. You would describe it. It should be a plus 10. And right here, because a negative 2 times a negative 5 is a plus 10. And our last one here, a level 3, solve the equation, show all work. So I'm going to start with my equal sign. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. I know that on this one, my goal, my ultimate goal, I notice that my variables are over here on the left. I want the x to be all by itself. So this would be x equals by itself. So we've got a little bit of work. It is a level 3, so it is worth 3 points. So there's a few more steps involved. So to this parentheses, what I want to do is I want to use my distributive property. I'm going to share my 3 with my x and my 3 with my 2 so that I can simplify on this side to get to my x. So I've got 3x plus 6 minus 3x equals 11. All right, so over here on the left, you might notice that a positive 3x and a negative 3x, those are going to cancel. Positive and a negative cancel. So I am left with 6, which is equal to 11. Now, we should have a problem with this because we know that 6 will never equal 11. Not a chance, no how, no reason why. So these are not equal. Okay, so because they are not equal, that is false. 6 does not equal 11, so that's false. I know that there is absolutely no number that we can put in for x that will ever make 6 equal 11. So if I put 1s in for x, they're still going to cancel. If I put 3s in for x, they're still going to cancel. And we'll always come up with this right here, which tells me the final answer for this one, there is no solution. So there is no solution for this problem, this equation that works. Because 6 does not equal 11, we're always going to boil down to that right there, and we know that doesn't work. So here, my x is equal to no solution. This ends the relearning for learning target number 2. If you've got any questions, you can always rewind, go back and check that out again. Thanks for watching.